I resisted making this video, but I have to make it because the recent Jason Arday scandal has revealed what has typically been a repeated pattern of behavior with a lot of black people within black culture, that whenever something happens to a black person, the default response is the white man and the white media or the white people have killed him. This is a racially motivated assault on a man's character, on a man's life, and therefore that led him to take his life. And it was the same thing with the Black Lives Matter movement with George Floyd. And there is a saying that, or there is a sentiment within black people where when black people harm other black people and do damage to black people, whether it's reputationally or anything like that, we don't have the same energy for that same offense or that same allegation or that same set of circumstances. But the minute there is a white person to be pointed the finger at, then black people lose their minds and they blame white people for the demise of that black person. And we've seen this, we see it all the time, right? There's so many cases I can mention right now. We've seen it stateside with Carmelo Anthony. We've seen it in the UK with Jason Arday. We have recent cases with Michael Ward and so on and so forth. And the point here is that when all the participants involved in a allegation or a crime are black, the energy's not there. But when it's white people in the vicinity of a black person, racism is the first thing, the first card to be pulled out. And I made a video the other day saying that the race card has expired. Every time there's a situation, they jump on it. They only care about what happens to black people when white people are some way involved in that process, or they certainly find ways to make white people involved. Most of these people do not care about Jason Arday. Most of these people do not even know the facts of the situation relating to around Jason Arday. I've had conversations with people at work and just in passing, and when we get into the conversation, it's very evident to me that this person, the people I'm talking to, have done no research into the story of Jason Arday. And this is alarming because you're so quick and so emotional to point the finger and call racism and not look at the actions of the person who has put themselves in the firing line. Now, I'm not here to make a judgment about whether the media hounded and killed Jason Arday, or whether Jason Arday did the plagiarism or any of the other claims that have been. This is not that. I'm purely talking about the fact that we don't know what made Jason Arday take his life. But what people want to do is come out and make a race war about something that they have no evidence for. No evidence for in terms of that being the actual motive. You know, when the police investigate a crime, they look for a motive as to why that crime or incident has taken place. What was the motive here? You know, like, he was the poster boy of diversity in an elite institution. What was the motive? And now we say he was murdered by the media. So this language, this very emotive language that people use, is quite alarming. And I see the same pylon that the media were guilty of doing in terms of reporting on Jason Arday. They're doing the exact same thing, but 10 times worse. And they're not doing their homework. You know, see, it wouldn't be so bad if people were abreast with the facts and then they state their position, but it's all emotive. It's all really anger based. Or I don't even think it's anger. it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can tell me what it is, but it's weird. It's weird. And I just think that it sets people back. I've been thinking lately as well. I did a video not too long ago asking the question, does wanting a majority white Britain make white people racist? And some of the comments in there, I mean, most of the comments were very good, but some of the comments in there were pointing to the fact that who really cares about the word anymore? You know, and it's the idea now that the boy has cried wolf so many times that no one's listening, no one cares that you think people are racist. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is that even if the people that you're accusing to be racist are racist, so what? And when I say so what, I don't mean to say that, you know, it's meaningless, but I mean in the sense that there are people in this world who are not going to like you for a multitude of reasons. And one of those reasons will be because of the way you look. The fact that people get so incensed by it and they want to, you know, create such outrage, that's what I mean by so what. Unless these people are bringing harm to you, then what is the beef? Like, people hate people or dislike people and prefer to be around other people all the time. So the idea that people get enraged about people who, you know, demonstrate racist views or racist ideology, or, you know, and most of the time it's not racist, you know, it's just really prejudice or a preference for certain things over others. And because there is a racial component in that, there is a clear person who's one race and another clear person who's another race, then people just lose their mind. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here and just say it needs to stop. The selective outrage needs to stop. We need to use our minds and look into the facts of a matter and understand what's going on, because you're also responsible for spreading or fanning the flame, right? When you're making actually serious allegations, when you say these people murdered this person, you have no evidence for these things, right? That's not to say that you can't have your view, but support your view with something. Do you know what I mean? And do it in a way that you're not consumed by your emotions. Really apply your rationality to the known facts and the things that can be substantiated, rather than just being in your emotions because, you know, you see one person's a black person, another person's a white person, and so you just sit there and say, well, it was racism. And it's just, it disappoints me, because there is this thing called black fatigue, which obviously didn't mean about other races getting tired of black people. It actually was an American term that was used for black people experiencing systemic racism. And now it's being co-opted and being used as a way to say people are just tired of black people and your complaints and your whining about things. And in the same process, you're not getting your own house in order. So before we start pointing the finger outwards, we should be looking inwards. And until this step really takes place, then it's just noise. And as I'm learning in some of the comments in my videos, is that no one really cares if you call them a racist anymore. Because some people just think, well, I'm not a racist. I can't change your mind anyway. You're going to think what you think anyway, so whatever. Or it's just the thing that you always default to without really examining the facts of the matter and establishing actually, was there plausible reason for this person to be shown or be handled in the way that they were handled? And there's no thinking there. And so it looks bad to call people racist just because you're feeling emotional about something, rather than proving racism, rather than proving that that person or these group of people were actively engaging in racism. You know, you can't really prove it. It's just sentiment. So I don't know what we're doing here.